On the last episode of Kampung Quest, Akila, Jolene and Nick form an alliance in an attempt to ensure their safety if Langit were to lose again. Both camps face off in a dramatic elimination quest. A miscommunication in Marikh deals a crushing blow, sending them to the campfire.
When we first came back to the camp, we realized we have to make a decision.
All team members should be responsible for the loss of our team.
At one point, I told Oswald to stop, and he just kept on asking me what to do. I had to rush through the count, and I'm always like that. I'm the kind of person where if somebody panics me and I panic, I will make mistakes.
Wait, come back, we're done.
Hey, dude! It's okay, slowly, relax.
Are we done?
Yeah,
come back. Go straight. Why did you not count? Go straight. Calm down, I'm just giving you some motivation.
It's like a wake-up call. If we have to vote someone off, it's because it's for us to help each other get closer, which means we'll get stronger and better.
We really are thinking about going to the end, and I know that no matter what happens, Oswald will try to be the final, such as I will be. We'll do whatever it takes for us to get there. We didn't manage to do that, so we have to take the weakest off. And I would say that is Z.
My vote for the campfire is Oswald. I don't like his personality. He's very impulsive, very obnoxious, and that's not okay. You have to learn to say certain things at the right time. You can't just like when Langit loses, you go, Marikh, all that stuff. It's like, okay, have a little respect. They are so depressed and starving over there, I am not cool with that. I felt almost insulted on Langit's behalf to have that my groupmate had been so insensitive. I don't like having your kind of personality and aura around camp.
My way of doing things, the Urbanites are reporting that it's intimidating and they don't feel it's the right way that it could be done.
At tonight's campfire for Team Marikh, I think my vote would go to maybe Oswald. I know he's physically strong, but he comes off too strong that it sort of throws us off our game.
With a calm mind.
Calm mind needs to bring in anger.
If he wasn't so aggressive and had a calm mind, maybe Ben would have counted it properly.
The loss that Camp Marikh has gone through, I feel it's more a blessing than a curse, with so many people restraining back the emotions that they're feeling.
Urbanites, welcome to the Camp Confession Ring. Tonight, the only people who will be participating in the Confession Ring will be Camp Marikh. Langit is here purely as observers. I will ask one question. You will give one answer. Ben, who is the weakest Urbanite in Marikh?
So far.
Charlie, if you could replace one person in Marikh with another from Langit, who would you replace and with whom?
Amelia with myself.
Azman, who is the biggest physical threat in Marikh?
It would be Oz.
Oswald, who is the most irritating urbanite in Marikh?
Z.
Zilfa, if you could bring one person from either camp into the final two with you, who would it be?
Maybe Akila. Maybe Azman.
One name.
Oh, Azman.
Salman, who is the most difficult to live with in Marikh?
Oswald.
Thank you very much. Urbanites, I hope this has been enlightening. You may now return to your camps.
After that confession ring, I myself did not understand why some urbanites mentioned my name. So I suggested that why not, guys, we have our own confession ring.
We knew that some of us don't take criticism well, so we decided that we would sit down, make sure we voice our opinions, and make sure the other person takes it as like constructive criticism.
In the confession ring, the question was, who was the most difficult person to live with? I gave an answer which was Oswald. Honestly, Team Marikh, no one is actually difficult to live with. Everyone is we have created such a strong bond, and for me to say that is so hard. For me to actually say Oswald's name, because he actually does a lot for me as well. But you know, I do feel that he is quite intense sometimes. Like, I know he has a beast mode and a play mode, but like his beast mode is like really intensifying, and that gives a lot of pressure to actually most of us.
We're in a complete disarray. Like, let's be frank here, no more like BS here. It's like everybody's fine in the rainbow in the world and stuff. Let's be frank. Also, it's like, okay, let's sit down and talk about the votes and all that stuff. That's great, because we get the plan stuff. But then after the confession ring, it was like, okay, let's have our own confession ring. I'm like, we've gone through so much already.
We're all so close, and this is probably the hardest lesson that we're gonna get. I'm voting for Zilfa to go home tonight because her removal won't demotivate us. Her removal will only make us stronger.
Taking it the worst, it's a tie between Oswald and I. We're all different, the way we were brought up and culture and everything, so the way he might prepare for a quest is very different than everyone else. You know, he likes to heavily breathe, like to look aggressive, beast mode on and everything, but some of us are very like calm and we don't like to do things. But we're trying to show compassion to the other team when we win. But we've noticed he likes to scream Team Marikh right in front of their faces, especially today during tug of war, which is the worst because they took it down so badly, and it's not fair.
As hard as it is for me to say the name who's going to be voted out, it's Zilfa.
I'm gonna vote for us because I think you don't bring anything else to the table but physical. Social game, you can barely speak to all of us. You should know that certain things that you do is just like toxic to other people. Us, I'm sorry, but yes, my vote goes to you. Don't take it seriously, but you just suck. I don't like you. I don't want to go home. I want to win the money. Let's put it frankly. But if I do go home and become a target off of this, then so be it.
I think right now we have uncovered a lot of subconscious beliefs at Camp Marikh. You gotta remember, guys, that you can't appreciate a win unless you've gone through a loss. I'm really grateful that we've gone through this. You know, even though one of us has screwed up. A lot of people are starting to really be honest with each other, really starting to let things out. And going through this, I believe it's a really good learning lesson.
I'm voting Zulfa, not because she's the weakest link in our group or like, you know, she doesn't bring her capabilities to the table. I believe throughout Kampung Quest so far, she has definitely proven herself in so many ways. She has done so much, like more than what I could actually expect. She's amazing. I seriously don't want to. It's actually really hard for me, and I believe for the rest to actually vote someone out. But you know, this is what we have to do eventually to actually move forward as a team. So we have no choice.
We're all such a family, and you had to kick someone off because of Camp Langit winning. We're gonna crush them tomorrow, we're gonna bring them down. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give my word for it.
Urbanites, welcome to the Campfire. Please welcome Ian, who will be bearing witness to our campfire tonight. This season of Kampung Quest, all eliminated Urbanites will join the campfires as witnesses. Marikh, after a very strong showing, you've lost your first ever quest. Oswald, whose fault do you think it was?
The quest that we last lost, it was my fault. Fault of miscommunication. There were too many voices, and I think we should have listened to Ben, and because Ben had the clearer eye and we are blindfolded.
That's really interesting, because from where I stood, it looked completely like Ben made the mistake of not checking how many puzzle pieces he got. And still you say it's your fault?
Because probably the way I do things is different from the way everybody else does things. So the moment when I was asking Ben, show us the way, I think that is the time where Ben got confused and got under pressure. So then that led him to eventually miscount. So that is why at the end of the day I take the blame. But eventually I also feel that Ben could have done something different.
Ben, how do you feel about the earlier quest?
I felt that I have a big part to be blamed because even though Oz was asking me where to go, I, for one, should not have panicked.
During the confession ring earlier on, Charlie, you said you would trade yourself out of Marikh. Why?
I said that I would trade myself with Amelia from Langit is because that Amelia and I are almost the same in terms of strength and the contribution to our team, our separate teams. So I think in that way, if we switch, then nothing drastic is going to happen.
Salman, when I asked you earlier who was the hardest person to live with in the camp, it took you a really long time, but you eventually answered Oswald. What happened?
It was frankly really hard for me to actually give an answer because of how much we have bonded. We were already a family, and it's really hard to actually point out each person because of how close we are and how much we have for each other. So I eventually had to name somebody, but I named Oswald. You know, we should have a clear direction, and like by listening to each other and trusting each other, we will lead to a better way and, you know, have a better direction.
Zulfa, how does it make you feel when somebody thinks of you as the weakest urbanite in your camp?
I don't disagree with them because I am physically not as strong as everyone else on this team, but I do have my part. It's their decision and I respect it.
Tonight, you will be eliminating one of your ranks. To my right are the voting blocks. One by one, you will walk towards the voting blocks, write down the name of the person you wish to vote out, return to your seats, and the next person will go.
I love you, C, but this is what we have to do for Marikh, and I promise you,
We'll go further than this. I love you, Z.
She cannot handle her second life, and I think she needs to go back where she belongs.
In my hands are the results. The Urbanite who has the most number of votes will get eliminated. Zilpha. Zilpha. Oz. It's now 2 Zilpha, 1 Oz. Zilpha. 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 I'm sorry, Zilpha, but your adventure ends here.
Marikh Battlefield! Go hard or go home! Destroy! Conquer! Win! Marikh! Marikh!
I'll see you.
Thank you.
So Marikh, I know you've just gone through a very emotional time, but it's not over. Tonight is a double elimination. When I call your names, you will go to the voting block and vote out one more from your camp. And I'll have in my hands the results of the second vote. Charlie. Salman. Charlie. 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 Sorry to say, Charlie, your adventure ends here. You may say your goodbyes and leave.
Marikh Battle Cry! Go hard or go home! Destroy! Conquer! Win! Marikh! Marikh!
Thank you very much. I'll see you soon. Urbanites, tonight's changed your camp quite a bit. You may now return to your campsite. Thank you very much. On the next episode of Kampung Quest, reeling from a double elimination, Marikh are determined to fight back. New alliances are formed as Urbanites feel the pressure of the game. A twist deals a shocking blow to the camps, leaving them in pieces.